Welcome to Nintendo Ninja News. I'm your host, Chris Dices, and this is the review for Mario Kart Tour. Now, I tried to record from the screen and put it up on the big screen here. However, my phone is not good enough, and even just playing Mario Kart Tour, for some reason, it stutters and has issues with it. So I thought it wasn't the best idea to, um, try to screen record it because it could just mess up my phone. And I'm already have replaced my phone this year back in May, so I don't want to, mess around too much with the phone. But with Mario Kart Tour, it's an interesting game. Um, I'm a big fan of the series, probably my favorite series over the years that I've played many hours in the Mario Kart series. So I've played them all, even the arcade versions and that. And basically, the game is set up with different cups, which there's only three, two laps that you play, and you get a little challenge at the end, which is not too bad. The game also has player levels as you'll gain experience and lose it, and the position points go up and down based on that, and the level up rewards. You have coins where you can get coins to buy things in the shop, which is pretty good. And that requires you rupees. And the rubies are pretty expensive. All the microtransactions out to $109 for a pack of 135, which I think is way too high. You have to grind pretty hard. Even if you wanted to do um, the 25 to do the coin rush, the top one, you have to pay and spend actually more than $20 because it only gives you 23 instead of 25. They're tricky, Nintendo. They want you to buy the 48 so you can do the coin rush times 10 coins. So you're forced to buy the 48 pack. Now, and the other features included are all these things in the shop that you can get. Your daily selects, of course, you have login selects as well in this game. And you can also purchase the rupees down there too. And what are the other features that it's got? Of course, you get tour gifts and things like that. Unfortunately, half of them are blocked behind the gold parts, which we'll talk about a little bit later too. And there are rankings and things like that. The menu you have, obviously, you have the challenges, which aren't too bad. You get some nice little bonuses out of that, which is nice. The other, of course, you can add your friends, and plus, your drivers all have points. So the points get added up, and then during the matches, during the races, you can do tricks and things like that and combos to push yourself up the leadership board, which I think is pretty handy to have. Now the races themselves are not too bad. You move the you're sort of swiping left and right to move your cart. There are options for that, of course. You can turn off manual drifting. You can do motion sensor stuff, this sort of thing. But I find with the smart steering and the manual driving off actually makes things a little easier. And that's something that you'll have to test out on your individual phones and how well you play the game and stuff like that. So that makes it a little more difficult. Playing the games felt fine. They're good little game to play on the bus or on the train. Short little matches, pretty short matches, a minute or two. In terms of the microtransactions and that, I think that's a bit of a letdown. The gold pass, as they quite mention, is just not worth it in terms of that. So for the month, you get gold gifts and racing, which isn't that great. Gold ba- Gold badges, which is basically a bit of a jerk off, saying that, oh, look at me, I pay $8 a month for this service. People like things in gold, in shiny things. And unlike the 200cc, I would not even bother playing the 200cc because um, it's just too fast, especially when you don't have actual buttons for the game. You're just hitting yourself into the walls all the time. If you thought 200cc on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was a bit difficult. I would say on a mobile phone that's going to be tricky. I actually tend to stick to around the 100cc. It's just right in the middle. It's not too fast. It's not too slow. And I find that's okay. So those are all the different features and things like that. Playing the game feels all right. It's a nice little time waster game in some ways. Do I enjoy it more than the other mobile games? Probably because, yes, I do, because it's a series that I enjoy more than others. Now, do I think it's good value? Well, for it for free, it is. If you enjoy the drip drive feed of all the courses, if you notice, all the courses are the bloody same. New York Minute, Mario Circuit, Cheap Cheat Logan, and then they keep repeating them like a reverse track version or a trick type version of it. And that's a little bit annoying to see all the different laps basically just remixes of each other, which is a bit of the same. Now, the game did not release with multiplayer. Yes, online multiplayer. It's just Mario Kart. Will you? Oh, oh, oh. It's Mario Kart. That's the whole point. It's like releasing Call of Duty and leaving the multiplayer out of it. I don't understand. I can understand the drip dry nature of the courses and the tracks and that people are complaining about not having Luigi, but they're not going to give you all the good characters all at once. You just have to wait for it and you have to keep playing the game. That's what they want you to do, is to keep playing these mobile games so they can entice you to pay for the different features and that. Now, I think it feels okay to play. I'm not a big fan of the microtransactions in the game. So overall, I'll just try and wrap it up as much as I can. And I can answer any questions for anyone that has any for the game. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I think I'm being a bit generous. I think it's an okay game, but I think the problem is it's its longevity. Are people going to pay $8 a month here in Australia for it? Not really. Would people actually pay $5 in America per month? They might if they forget about it for a few months and then realize they're being docked $5 per month, and they might cancel it. Even as a big Mario Kart fan myself, I don't see the value in it. There's just virtually no value apart from what gold stickers and a few gold things you unlock. It's not too bad, I suppose. But I'm just not a big fan of it. I just don't really care much for it. So overall, it's a fun 5, 10, 15-minute muck around on your phone. I think it definitely lacks depth except for the leaderboard and getting the combos. And that's a lot of fun, actually. Just so the scene, the scores. And I wouldn't mind something like that in the future and bringing back missions for the next Mario Kart game, which will come out in a number of years' time. It's not coming out for the Switch, everyone. So don't start thinking it is. But overall, it's a 7 out of 10 for me. It's a bit ho-hum average. The microtransactions doesn't work. The gold passes don't work. But things like the driver and the glider stuff and the difference of abilities that you can do, which is cool. For example, green shell increase by using certain items could be an interesting thing to take for the next um, mainland Mario Kart game. But yes, it's a 7 out of me. It's not too bad. So that is it for me, and I shall see you later on.